A man will like other girls' pictures and then tell you that you are jealous and insecure in order to gaslight you into thinking that his behavior is not disrespectful. He's using the words jealousy and insecure because they have an immature connotation. Feeling jealousy and feeling disrespect and disgust are two completely separate things. She is not jealous of another woman. She is disgusted and disrespected at the fact that you're liking and commenting on other girls' pictures and breaking your neck to look at the waitress. You cannot let a man deflect from their childish behavior by making you feel like you are being immature. Meanwhile, what is more immature than a man liking girls' pictures on social media?
Starting off there, Queen, to answer your last question of what is more immature than a man liking girls' pictures on social media, the girl who has a boyfriend and is posting her pictures on social media for the validation of thousands of other men. Wow, this gem of a comment wasn't really thought through that much, although I have to admit the video is posted out of context from a larger discussion, but it is clearly formatted to try and once again shame men for actually finding women attractive. Sister, if you don't want your man to be attracted to other women, then date a basement-dwelling 40-year-old virgin who will worship the ground you walk on. Men worth their salt aren't going to apologize for their masculinity in the same way women don't apologize for being attracted to height, money, and clout. Men have standards and attraction points. No amount of estrogen-fueled shaming language is going to change that, sister. Deal with it.
Got him!
Moving on.
Boy Matt, let's go! Boy Matt is being scared that women are gonna use you for money that you don't have! Boy Matt! Boy Matt is wanting a girl with 0 body count while he slept with the whole town! Boy Matt is calling women emotional while you cry and get into fights when your football team lost a game! And who exactly starts wars again? I thought so. Boy Matt. Boy Matt is wanting a housewife but having no house! Boy Matt is overreactingly saying that he's gonna delete social media just because you asked him not to like other girls' bikini pics. Boy Matt is when you want polygamy but you have no poly money. Boy Matt is chasing a girl that dresses like a baddie, then tries to change the way she dresses once you get her. Does that make sense to you? No, it doesn't, Boy Matt. Boy Matt is wanting women to call you daddy but expect us to be your mommy. Boy Matt is calling your exes psycho, thinking we don't know that you are the ones that made them that way. Cause tell me, how can all of us girls be psycho for no reason? Boy Matt is wanting commitment without committing. Boy Matt is wanting a woman with a perfect hourglass shape when you need to be more worried about that hairline boo-boo. And Boy Matt is thinking high value women are in their league. Stay in your league, son. Go disappoint another girl. Okay, baby girlies, that was fun. I love you always. Bye.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Okay, let's follow this Queen's logic, and I am sure she and all the Queens who follow her think it is airtight. Let's go! Boy Math is being scared that women are going to use you for money you don't have. Yeah, it's called alimony. In other words, it's a real-world risk that gets legally enforced. Boy Math is wanting a girl with 0 body count while he slept with the whole town. So using the extremes of comparing the most successful Chad with a virgin girl is supposed to make your point on preference valid? Next thing you know, he will want a height preference and make fun of the short ones he doesn't want. Oh wait, that's girl math! On the emotional comparison, again, the extremes of comparing a sports season long build-up to a woman who cries on the daily over a dead plant. That's like comparing airplane behavior between the average person and an airline pilot. Oh, that's girl math again. And who starts wars? Governments. This queen doesn't know much about history. I recommend she read up on Catherine the Great, Elizabeth of Russia, or Isabella of France, to name a few. Wanting a housewife but having no house. Yep, because couples couldn't possibly live anywhere else other than a house. About social media, I love the double standard where women want to post bikini pics for other men's attention but get upset if their man likes other girls. Polygamy but no poly money. Wow, she literally just blasted out she would be good with it if the guy was rich. Boy math, changing how a girl dresses. Yeah, because women never try to change their man. It's just weird. It's almost like he wants his woman to stop advertising herself on the streets. Illogical. Boy math, expect us to be your mommy. That's exactly how single mothers raise those boys to be. Funny how this complaint comes from the ones who want men to pay for everything, i.e., you want him to be your daddy.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Boy math, how can all of these women be mental for no reason? Wow, it sounds suspiciously similar to saying all men are a certain way and calling it boy math for no reason. Oh, wait! Hold up, did she do the usual female strategy of deflecting her complete control of her waistline by body shaming men on inherited baldness? Wow, dude, this is why the bulk of men don't commit to women like her. And again, just because you think you are high value doesn't make it true. Men decide a woman's value. We are not the same. She may be cute, but it's up to you men out there if you are going to risk it with a catch like her.
Maybe we better take off.
Yeah, right.
Moving on.
So here's one of the biggest mistakes women make in dating and how to avoid it. When a man asks you what you're interested in and you answer, I love a man who's romantic, long walks on the park, nice dinners, picnics, holding hands, flowers, you're giving him the blueprint to your heart. Now, if he's smart, he'll give you exactly what you asked for the next month, month and a half. But then you discover that that's not actually who he is as a man. And it's a little too late because you've probably fallen for him. Instead, I want you to answer the question like this. I am attracted to a man who's family oriented, a man who is ambitious, a man who is generous, a man who is kind. Now you've given him an answer, but it revolves around his characteristics, and he actually has to show you the type of man that he is through his actions. So if you're looking for more tips and tricks with how to communicate with men, date strategically while still protecting your heart, check out my bio. Go get them, dating divas.
Let's call it what it is. The answer this dating coach just gave will probably never be given by a single young childless woman. I'm not saying that was a bad answer, as it does show a lineup or parallel with a man who has standards. I am saying that is the type of answer a single mother would more than likely give. The more common answer she said at the beginning was open and honest of what a young childless woman wants. And you're telling women not to say that because they will get what they want? This sounds more like her trying to convince women to use the hive mind process of saying what another woman wants to say. Also, a man giving a woman what she asked for and showing who he is for her to accept doesn't sound like some sort of setup. Guess what? Women are not perfect. Men accept this and move on. But you queens demand some complicated formulas for relationship success on your terms up front. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but that doesn't really exist, you know? Moving on.
I noticed like one key distinct difference between men and women, which is why like men don't stress so much when it comes to dating. Every dude I talk to from LA at least, or like even my New York friends, Miami friends, all of them think that the dating scene is surplus in the sense that if they want a girl, they can get that girl. That's like how their brain operates. I want her, I got her, I'm gonna go for her. And if they don't get her, they move on to the next one. As a woman, because we know that there is trash out there, like let's call it what it is, there's trash out there, but then because of that, we fixate on this idea of like, I need to find a good one. There's not a lot of good ones. Like that's just giving away your power. Like pull your power back in, understand that there are so many people in the world, just because you have a jaded experience, maybe of one or two guys or whatever the situation may be, there are plenty of good people.
She thinks that's just giving away your power? What cereal box did this Fruit Loop read that from? A woman dating like a man does not equate to power in the least. Okay, ladies, I know all of you love the equality soap opera line the pink-haired mob sold you. But unfortunately for all of you, reality doesn't change because of a pat on the back. Women are selective of the men they choose because biologically, procreation takes up way more resources from women than it does men. Men, on the other hand, are hardwired to spread their seed as much as possible. To accept this is not giving up any power, no matter how much Kool-Aid you drank. Sister, let me tell you right now, there are communities in California, New York, and Miami filled with single mothers who have multiple baby daddies who try to date like men.
Damn! And then that, no matter how many trash stories I hear or trash guys, I always think to myself, I'm like, I'm a amazing woman. I know what level I'm at. I know what standards and boundaries I have. I'm going to get the best guy that is possibly meant for me. For me, it's like there is no option but to attract an amazing dude. Like that's just, there's no other option. So when I was single and like dating, going out, never once stressed, am I going to get a good guy? No, didn't even cross my mind. The more that we hold our power and like we don't stress about trash men or whatever, you just kind of like know that you're amazing, you know your standards, you know your boundaries, you know your self-worth, you have self-respect. The more that you step into like that energy, I promise you, the guys in your reality, like they're gonna have no choice but to adhere to that, and they will naturally come to you versus you seeking it out and being disappointed by the expectations. Thinking like a man does in dating. The same way that they know that there's surplus, there's options, that's what we need to believe as well, because there are.
Think like a man in dating and know there is a surplus. That is how women should think. Does this plastered makeup on top of a tan queen not see the evident flaw in her logic? Rhetorical question. Let me explain something to my XX chromosome viewers. Men date with a surplus mindset because their requirements are not that high. Think about it. Men want to date a woman who is fit, attractive, and will sleep with him. Not much, is it? Women, on the other hand, date with a laundry list of requirements: height, weight, income, personality, possessions, confidence, ambition, and so on. That does not equal abundance. That cuts everything down to scarcity. Not to mention the bulk of women want the same type of guy that this woman wants. I'm sorry, ladies, but like I said, reality doesn't change in accordance to your feels. Moving on.
Let's talk about what to do the next time he treats you like in a perfect world, leave and never come back, but I also understand the reality of relationships and how it could be very difficult to do that. So these are my steps for the next time he treats you like Okay, so he's doing some foul, saying something rude to you, whatever it is. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stay calm. You're just gonna look at him and be silent. Then you're gonna get up and go. And if he's questioning, where are you going? Why are you leaving? Be like, I don't deserve to be treated like this and I'm not putting up with it. You're gonna make him think that you don't give two fucks about walking out of this relationship if this behavior continues. You're not dealing with it. Assuming that you put up with this behavior before, he thinks that he can get away with it. He thinks he can control you, and by staying with him, you pretty much allowed it to happen. If you've threatened to break up before, he's not gonna believe you, so you might have to actually fully break up, and hopefully he'll come to his senses and never treat you like that again. By stepping away, whether that's leaving and taking some space or actually breaking up with him, that's gonna show him that he actually can't treat you like that and that you're not gonna put up with it. So if he really wants to be with you, he has to get his together.
What this young 5 pounds of makeup plastering queen is referring to is the power to walk away. This isn't as simple as it is portrayed, because this advice does work in the beginning of a relationship when both of you have little invested. In a nutshell, the person who has the least problems walking away has the most amount of leverage. Now, to my male viewers, I will tell you that this young queen has got that technique down. She is 100% right as to the effectiveness of having the ability to walk away. But to my female viewers, I have got to tell all of you that she is wrong on her application of it 100%. Why?
How come? Tell me why! Say it! Say it!
Okay, let's be realistic here, ladies. If you walk away from a man and he says it's your loss, it means he is high value enough to replace you. If he begs you to come back, subconsciously you will lose respect for him regardless of the reasoning of asking you back, which means in the long run, you will walk away again. This technique is more practical and useful for men who have an abundance mindset.
And if it's hard for you to grow a voice in your relationship, here is my motivation to you. Think about how fast time has been going by, especially since it seems like just yesterday was 2020. So guess what that means? That means that you're getting old. Do you really want to spend the little time that you have being young and hot dealing with somebody that treats you like I don't think so. So if you truly see yourself being with this man and the one flaw is that sometimes he acts up and treats you poorly, we're gonna give him this one last chance. I shit you not, you and I are agreeing right now that if he treats you like again after this point moving forward, when you've made it very clear what your standards are, he's in the garbage. The only way it's actually going to work is A, if he truly cares, and B, if you make such a strong, firm point about it. He needs to genuinely be frightened that you're about to walk the out of his life and never look back. And if it's truly meant to be and he cares enough, he will change. If not, you know damn well that you did everything that you could. And this is the final makeup look. Love you guys.
This, without a doubt, is a young woman's strategy. I applaud it, as young, attractive women are well within their rights and abilities to bounce off their higher SMV to walk away. Hey, I recognize it as part of the dating market realities. When in the dating jungle, you use your strengths. Since she can replace an average guy with little difficulty, now, once the unforgiving wall comes a-knocking, we're gonna find it harder and harder to get a man to commit as the years pass by. Walking away becomes more difficult. Ladies, do not confuse getting a man into your bed with the same as getting him to put a ring on it. It's super easy for a 40-year-old average-looking single mom to get any guy to warm her bed for months. Now, demand for him to put a ring on it. Let's see how effective that is. Also, to those young queens who think It will never happen to them because they are special. Yeah, just look at how many single post-war women are on those dating apps because they were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, boy.
Moving on.
Marriage won't benefit women unless you marry the right men. As for men, they can marry any women and still get benefit from the marriage. T. Such a great comment and something that I overlooked in my original video, so thank you. Of course, there are men that are not in advantageous relationships, okay? They exist. But overwhelmingly, I'm seeing women who have actually been in relationships and been materially worse off during and after talking about their experience. And I see a lot of men just talking about hypothetical scenarios where women are out gold digging their non-existent gold. So it doesn't seem to make sense when you think about how women want to marry the right guy. Men don't have as many requirements for women. As partners, it's just more about timing. But they don't have as many requirements because there's also so much less consequence for them if they mistreat women.
Wow, do I have enough time in the day to point out everything this queen delusionally and deliberately misrepresented? Well, let's give it a shot. The obvious comment of men can marry any woman and still benefit from the marriage. Dang, fam. The ego of that statement just writes out a blank check saying every woman is an awesome wife. Absolute low percentile chance of it going wrong. And what's even worse is this gem of a queen co-signs that BS. It's like two goldfish agreeing on what's best for a polar bear. You both don't have a clue or an inkling of what it's like to deal with paws, let alone being a bear. And women are materially worse off after putting in that 70% divorce rate. What, did I miss them no longer getting the 50% payout with child support and alimony bonuses? Really? How much brainpower was required to come up with this conclusion? And gold digging is hypothetical. Yep, because the multitude of men who report the same thing are just making it up. And women are never attracted to wealth and status. And her brilliant example is that there are no consequences for men if they mistreat women.
Ho, ho! Fiction can be fun.
At this point, with the amount of men who have been dragged away in handcuffs just on a pure accusation of DV alone would justify that comment as generated by cerebral feces.
God, Karen, you are so stupid.
I mean, even if you just look at the Haley and Selena Justin saga, everyone is talking about the women. No one is talking about the man that has mistreated and disrespected not just those two women, but multiple women in his past. Those women, I don't know much about them personally. I'm sure they have their own, personality flaws. Both of them were just unfortunate enough to have their heart broken by the same guy, and it's inconsequential to him, you know. Yes, there are situations where men have to pay child support if they get divorced, whatever, but most of the time women initiate divorces. Single, unmarried women are happier than married women, and it's usually women that are at a greater risk of poverty after a divorce. So I think for most women, better to have no husband than have a bad one.
Wow, she is looking at the celebrity sagas but ignores Johnny Depp completely. Listen, sister, men don't have a laundry list of standards, but they still have them. And this hive mind echo chamber BS isn't going to encourage men to lower their standards and marry just any woman. Also, this nonchalant expression of child support and how women end up in poverty doesn't do your side any benefits. It is women, especially post-war women, who want to be married and complain men don't commit. I wonder why.
I was way off.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.